Hello and welcome. So let's now discuss what really causes the damage to your DNA. So we've understood that the cells get damaged and inside the core of the cell is the DNA. So if something is really causing the damage to the DNA, then we as naturopaths necessarily must ask the question why. If somebody is sick in our house or around us, our friends or family, or it could even be us, we must always have that investigative hat on. We must have that detective hat on to ask this question to ourselves: why did this happen? Remember Newton's law? So Newton said that everything that happens has an equal and an opposite reaction. Every action has an equal and an opposite reaction, which means there is always a cause, and without a cause any reaction can never happen. If you are sick, if you are having a bone pain, if you have aches, if you have whatever be the condition, there is always a cause. Now if this DNA damage has happened and we are asking the question why, do you know what research is proving today? So the research is, with scientific evidence, we have this research to prove that 92% of the DNA damage that happens to humans today is because of mineral deficiencies. Yes, we do not have the necessary minerals to be able to form good quality of cells, and when we don't have the ingredients to form the good quality of cells into the factories called ribosomes, what do you expect for this body to become? And hence minerals are extremely important, because without that the DNA, remember I told you there is an inside and there is an outside layer. The outside layer of polysaccharides, the inside layer of amino acids, and there has to be a glue that puts and binds both of them together, and that glue is the minerals. So if you have not glued them together, it is a defective DNA, which means it is a defective cell. It is a weak cell, and weak cells form weak bodies. Now, why does this damage happen? Or if we say that 92% of this damage is happening because of mineral deficiencies, then how and why is this mineral deficiency occurring in the first place? Let's go through the process of how a plant is grown. When a plant is grown, you require the minerals in the soil to be able to be absorbed by the plant as it is growing. Is our soil very rich in minerals today? Our soil in itself is deficient in minerals. And why does that happen? It is deficient in minerals because of the amount of sprays that our farmers are using in growing and in the farming process. Unfortunately, the farming process has become unorganic, and in the process of it becoming inorganic, we are using a lot of chemicals, we are using a lot of pesticides, we are using a lot of sprays, which is actually depleting the quantity of the minerals that is available in our own soil. And when the soil is depleted of minerals, of course the plant is going to be deficient in minerals. If the plant is going to be deficient in minerals, then of course this human body consuming the products from the plants in the form of fruits or in the form of vegetables is going to be deficient in minerals. Also, the second reason why we become deficient in minerals is again linked to our farming practices, which means that our farmers are really not keeping a gap between sowing of first crop, harvesting it, and then putting the next crop. Every farmer, every gardener knows that after harvesting the first crop and before you actually sow the seeds for the next crop, there has to be some time that the land or the soil has to be left by itself. And the reason why it has to be left by itself is because the soil needs time to replenish the minerals that have been lost or that have been absorbed by the previous crop. So if you do not give it the necessary time to be able to replenish the minerals, then the soil quality is only going to degrade in terms of minerals. It's not going to be abundant in any way, and hence the crop quality is also going to only degrade. So that gap is essential, but today because of the restlessness, because of the profit making, everything is a business, and hence we are not doing it the right way. We are not doing it the organic way, and hence the soil is deficient in minerals. Now what does this farmer do when he knows that because the soil is deficient in minerals, the plant is not going to grow very fast, the plant is not going to grow very strong? So what should I do to make a strong plant? I should put superphosphate into it. What is superphosphate? A very deadly spray. a very, very dangerous, a very fatal spray. But if he doesn't spray it, the plant will not look strong, the plant will not grow fast, the plant will not look, the fruits or the vegetables coming on the plant will not be very attractive to look at, and hence it will not sell. So he uses a lot of superphosphate, sprays it into the soil becomes further depleted of minerals, and the plant grows with having very beautiful produce, a nice looking apple, a nice looking papaya, a nice looking pineapple, nice looking vegetables. But when you eat those vegetables, they don't have any flavor. So I'll give you an example. The other day, if one of my relatives has a farm of his own, and we went to the farm and we plucked a few fruits from the tree and we ate it. Oh my God, it was so tasty. It was tasty and it had flavors. What were those flavors? Those flavors were the minerals. But when that does not happen, when you pick up something from the supermarket where it is further sprayed with certain to be able to increase the shelf life of the product in the retail outlet, it is further sprayed, and when you eat that apple, the flavor is less. And the flavor is less because the minerals are depleted. So no matter how shiny your apple looks, no matter how beautiful your vegetables look, if they don't taste naturally sweet, if they don't taste naturally well, you are definitely sure that it does not have the necessary minerals to replenish into your body. It doesn't have the necessary nutrients to heal you. Also, your bugs, your microorganisms, etc., they all know that when there is quality in the food that is growing through the crop, only then will they attack it. Otherwise, they don't. So if a good quality crop is growing, then there will be more bugs to come and attack it. There will be more microorganisms around it. And in the process, because this is happening, the farmer will put more sprays to be able to get rid of those bugs. And there will be more pesticides, etc., which is further reducing the mineralization in the crops. And if assume that there is some mineral still left into that crop, there is some mineral still left into the fruits and your vegetables, you bring it home, you wash it nicely, and now you are cooking it and you've added some water in the cooking process, but you keep it on a high heat and you let all of that natural water from the green leaves or from the vegetables to evaporate. What have you lost with that evaporation is the leftover minerals that you had. So it's a very dangerous process. It's not just about the quality of farming, it is also to do with the quality of your own cooking practices. And hence, it's extremely important that we keep the mineralization intact, but that's a long process, and for which there is a change of mindset that is required from an inorganic farming to an organic farming process. And of course, there are huge profit margins involved, and there is a whole lot of things that are beyond our control. But we need to definitely understand what are the key reasons why we are actually losing out of minerals from our body. Some of them are not in our control, but some of them are. We will take care of that in the coming video. If you have learned something from this video, write down your key actions, because when you write it down of whatever your key learnings, what you will do in the process is that you will start revising, and hence it will stay in your subconscious mind for a longer period of time. So put your takeaways down, and I will promise you that I will definitely read each one of them. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.